I experienced racism so many times throughout my life. I can't even really remember the very first time it happened. Probably happened when I was in like elementary school, to be honest. But the one time that really sticks out to me is when around Christmas break, my junior year in college, I came home and I was kind of struggling. Uh, didn't have a lot of money. I wasn't working enough to like pay for my rent and pay for like certain things. So before I had left, my grandmother asked me, she said, Tyleke, do you mind coming by to see me before you leave? I have something for you to help you get through like this tough time. I was like, for sure, like, thank you, like, I love you, like, I'll definitely be there tonight, later on tonight. So a lot of things happening. I was supposed to be there a little earlier, ended up coming like around 9 or 10 p.m. So it's a little late, but I knew she would be up because she was wanting to see me. So me and the girl I was dating at the time, who was a young white lady, uh, went to my grandmother's house. She gave me what she had to give me. Probably spent maybe 15 to 20 minutes there. Proceeded to get in the car, started to drive off, and I noticed it was a cop on the corner leaving the neighborhood, and it was a cop like coming behind me, like following me, leaving the neighborhood. But I didn't think anything of it. We get to a stoplight, and we take a right turn, just like any stoplight. You just take a right turn unless it says no right turns at the stoplight. So we started driving after the stoplight. They waited till we got through 3 other stoplights to pull us over. So we pull over to the closest like hotel parking lot, and he like comes to the window. He taps on it a couple times, and we roll it down. He's like, license registration. We hand it over. He's like, where are you guys coming from? I was like, I'm coming from my grandmother's house. And he's like, and he like gets stern. He's like, well, I'm not talking to you. Like, I'm talking to the lady. And I was just like, because I was in the passenger seat. So I was like, well, you're asking. She doesn't really know my grandmother. So she just knows I went in the house for a little bit, came back out and left. So I went to see my grandmother. He's like, well, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. Not even 5 minutes later, 3 more police cars pull up. Had like literally nothing else was said after that, after I said my grandmother's house. But right after that, 3 other police cars pull up. They're constantly like, they pull her out of the car. They're questioning her like, how do you know him? Where he's from? Like, and I've been dating this girl probably for a year and a half at this point. They're constantly asking her, like, hammering her, like, where you coming from? You got this, like, who does this car belong to? Like, he had yet to even ask me one question. Not the only question they didn't even ask me that. Obviously, the first answer to the question wasn't aimed at me. So they asked me any questions. And then they came up to my window, was like, can I see your ID? So I handed them my school ID. They're like, oh, you go to school? Like it was surprising that I went to school. Like, yeah, I go to fucking school. Like, yeah, I'm a student. Like, what you expected? I don't know what you expected. So then they constantly questioned her more. They still didn't ask me any questions. Constantly asked her questions. And then she gets back in the car, they leave. And I'm like, what were they asking? They were just asking me like, how long did you know him? Where is he from? Do you know, does he live in that area? Does his family live in that area? You guys were in like a tough neighborhood. I'm like, yeah, my grandma still stays in the neighborhood we grew up in. I didn't think nothing of it. I go see my grandma all the time. I didn't really feel like, and then it so happens, I saw like, my uncle is a real high-ranking officer in the Wilmington Police Department where this situation happened. So I texted him like, yo, do you know these officers, like, they really just straight up racially profiled me for no reason. And like, it was very like, I could see it was hostile. I made sure I didn't move or like anything crazy because I've already seen what things can lead to. That's already imprinted in my brain. So I knew not to do anything crazy. I knew like to stay still, but I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, I've done nothing wrong. So I texted, he was like, yeah, those are actually my officers. And I was just like, yo, this shit is like fucked up. Like, my own uncle is a high-ranking officer, and his own officers are racial profiling, and he's a black man, and his officers are racial profiling against people they don't even know that it's his own nephew. So, and that was just really crazy to me. And I just feel like it's not even like a cop thing. It's like if you're not a black American, you don't value a black American's life as you do another life. I honestly, in my standing point, I feel like if somebody was to kill a dog, that dog will get more love and more respect than if somebody would have killed me. I honestly feel like my life is valued less than a dog's life. It's because it's like, and I guess it's just the way that like the system was built to like constantly devalue us as humans. To begin to start with, we weren't even humans, we were property. And I just feel like that notion, that image just don't change, and it will never change. Because I don't think other Americans does the soul searching to realize you see these people as different. And it tricks the own black man to the point where I'm fucking like on the P's and Q's on people that look like me too. Like I see my own like people I grew up with, I'm like, oh, I gotta make sure I'm like, because in his head, he's been trained to become a savage by like media, and all he sees, oh, we're savages, we're this, we're that. So like now if I feel like he's thinking that, and I'm like, oh, let me be like on point before like something happened to me, like, and it's like I'm always on edge all the time. It's like it's a constant edge, and you can't really shake it. Like it don't matter if I'm around white men, white women, Hispanic men, Hispanic women. Since you were depicted as savages or criminals or whatever, like you constantly have to have that you have to build a barrier around yourself of defense. We're constantly on defense. I'm constantly have to defend myself. I've done nothing wrong, never been arrested, graduated school, like top of my class, went to college, like try to do everything the right way, and you still get racially profiled. It's like you can't shake it. It's nothing you can do to shake it. I could have easily stayed in my own home neighborhood and started gang banging and stuff, but I thought like, hey, maybe if I do something differently, maybe if I try to turn the curve, try to show people a different way, that maybe like my outcome would be different. But it's no different. That night, that cop could have fucking killed me if I'd have did anything like slightly. He didn't like slightly made him defensive, slightly made him fear anything. He could have killed me. Fuck.